The core of home group report reading is deep-rooted prayer devotion Jeong Seong. Through reading through Purification word, you need to purify your mind and body and sanctify them. I would like to share with you the Mind-Body Purification Jeong Seong, which is the core of the home group process. The root of this devotional prayer Jeong Seong is the true feelings of heaven, earth, and humankind. The word for purification Jeong Seong is based on the true mud word purification. The context of the word purification was spoken to all blessed families on the 48th Heavenly Parents' Day on January 1st, 2015, the 30 years of Chanil-gu. True Mother said, I eagerly pray for the blessed families to become pure water and purity their surrounding clearly. In this way, all blessed families can purify their surroundings and the world only when they themselves become pure water. Therefore, in a home group, there must be purification Jeong Seong. Home groups meet regularly every week to hold witness report section. Through this process, you will receive education and training to become the people of Chanil-gu and become the heavenly travel messiahs. This reporting session is called a 3-cycle or 4-cycle reporting session. Let's look at the picture. Centering on Jeong Seong since prayer devotion, we'll continue the relationship building reporting meeting, invitation and harvesting report meeting, and the multiplication report meeting. Of these, Jeong Seong is the key. This Jeong Seong is not a big devotion, but rather Hundok Jeong Seong purifies the mind and body, where the body and the mind become one. And this will lead us to sanctification. This is called Hundok Mind-Body Purification Jeong Seong. Hundok Mind-Body Purification Jeong Seong is to practice devotion for the unity of the body and mind through the reading the 3 Purification word. It is to go on the fast of individual perfection. The first blessing, Mind-Body Purification Jeong Seong, is to experience the original mind by purifying our evil mind through the daily practice of body and mind purification. When you become one with your original mind, you become a true person full of happiness and joy. If you do not purify your evil mind, the 3 people cannot become one. Therefore, this purification Jeong Seong is very important to us. True Mother also desperately hopes that each of the blessed families will become a blessed family that can purify their surroundings by becoming pure water. Therefore, purification Jeong Seong is the key. At the end of reading through Parents' word, you can summarize the most important part of the reading in keyword and the part you want to remember. Then meditating those keywords with your mind every minute and every day, purifying your daily life. And practice Gyeongbae and purifying your body. This is the Hundok Mind and Body Purification Jeong Seong. If we fail to cleanse ourselves with it, full of our ego, we will not be able to become the righteous heavenly travel Messiah. In order to this, Tremont said that we must live a life of asking our heart. Let's read it together. Okay, let's read it together. Our closet teacher is our own heart. When you are in trouble or when something confusing comes up, you need to ask your heart. There is a heavenly parent who loves us in that heart. You should be able to hear that true sound. You must know how to hear the voice of heavenly parents in your heart. The prayer of heart in only channel of heavenly parents. Through the prayer, we can receive the grace of heavenly parents and true parents. This training in listening to the voice of the heart is the Purification Jeong Seong. Purifying ourselves is not only done at the home group report meeting. We must continuously purify our mind in our daily lives. When you think or do something, you should always have the habit of asking your heavenly parents about it. And you must always report your condition to heavenly parents. For example, if you were angry, stop and ask it heavenly parents before you say or do something in anger. What do you want me to be like now? These behaviors are training to correct one's wrongdoing and purify evil mind. The moment I think like this, I am already purified and come to know myself in conversation with my heavenly parents. This will remove the rising anger, and you will look at yourself who is giving yourself a message of gratitude and love. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And I become one with you. The moment you repeat this word, you will notice that you are already being purified. Only when you can do this kind of Jeong Seong to purify yourself, the relationship will work well, and the invitation and the harvest of people will work well. Now, think about this process by looking at the picture above. You start your day with true parents' word and keep them in your heart. When you meet and act on something, you think of heavenly parents and the word you read that morning, and you ask your original mind what it would do, and you get the answer. You feel grateful and you act on it. While living in this way, you live a life of purifying yourself. Not only home group, but also large groups need prayer support groups. In church or regions, that is, large church, it is good if the intercessory prayer groups are formed mainly of senior members or spiritually sensitive members. They form a team and operate prayer room and prayer groups that candidly does not go out at any time here. You may pray for the church public goals and personal intersection. To install and operate in a prayer request box would also be good. keep your mind clean, you can feel heavenly parents. It's not that we get to know heavenly parents before we began to actually feel him. According to the true parents word, if we are cold, we feel cold before you know we are cold. You know we are cold. Likewise, since God exists, we should be able to feel his existence in our very selves. Achieving that awareness is what matters. Therefore, you must be able to feel heavenly parents in your life. Your home group should be training and reporting about this. The goal of the report meeting of Trinity Home Group is to feel the divine nature in oneself, to have compassion, experience and discover the heavenly parents in you and me, abundant evil mind, trained to find the true self and complete individual perfection. Then, how can we purify our body in mind-body purification? In order to create a healthy and sacred body, you must purify the body with the divine energy through the Gyeongbae, the parents exercise, and doing exercise. That is why it is called Mind-Body Purification Jeong Seong. To purify yourself, you must know who you are. So you have to keep asking, who am I? Who am I? And I hope you write it down until you get 360 answers. Even if it takes a few months, I hope you complete it. In the Heavenly Travel Messiah textbook, there is content that provides Purification Jeong Seong. Although we say that we are blessed families, we often have heavenly parents in a locked-in state within ourselves. Cheonseongyang, page 102, in the end. I myself am the person who confines and redeems the divine heavenly parents in me. That is why I am a sinner. In true parent word, they say that we should have a heart like everything is my fault. How have we been so far? You have to think about whether you had any wrong judgment or wrong ideas about your wife, your husband, your children, and your race, and those who were witnessing context. Jesus died on the cross for mankind. Jesus did not resent mankind, but rather asked for our sins to be forgiven. True parents said that in the midst of suffering in prison, true father was beaten and tortured to the point of spitting blood. But he never resented the enemy who was whipping him. Aren't we too much to blame each other in our troubles? You have to empty yourself. You have to empty yourself. Buddhism also teaches empty one's mind. When we become Heavenly Traveler Messiah, it means that in the end, we resemble true parents. Can you think that even someone else wrongness or sickness is my fault? You should be able to think that everything wrong is my fault. Purify told us to self-administrate before taking control of the world. This means that no matter how great the achievement of your work is, if you cannot control yourself in the end, it's a waste. Mind-Body Purification Jeong Seong is a process that develops the power to take control of yourself, centering on word of truth-fearance. If there is a serious my fault out of anything I think, please write it down. Please write it down. Think of the people, including myself, who are related to me and home, at church, at work. I think of those I dislike, hated, feared, or just did not want to talk to. Or think of stereotype. I usually think that I am right. How many times have I asked Heavenly Parents in me whether these are correct or not? Now, as you think that cause of your wrongdoing and remorses is from yourself, write down what you did wrong. What you did wrong. As many things as you can think of in detail, then quietly read each incident out loud 3 times. I quietly repeat the fault. I quietly listen to my Heavenly Parents in me. What wrong is He pointing out to me? This is listening to the sound of the original mind. 1. Think about any wrongdoing and write them down on paper or say them internally. Between you and your wife, husband, as I love you don't, and said anything that hurt you, suppose write down these transgressions and confess each one to your supposed saying, I've hurt you so much. It's my fault. Please forgive me. This is listening to the original mind too. Purification Jeong Seong begins with observing and looking at myself. Right at this very moment, it is to be aware of my fault, to wash away the wicked me, and to find my original self. When tears come out, you can cry. Feel the sound of your original mind and sympathetic with it. Sympathize with it. If I don't remember what I did wrong, it is because the dull and stubborn things inside me stay stuck. You have to realize this and repent. You have to purify this. You need to wash it down with tears and prayer. Grow the divine impulse circle of this Heavenly Parents in me. Sympathy is to feel and respond. Look into the full me with my own unfilial heart. Think about what kind of a person I could be with Hyojung filial heart and confess you correctly. Heavenly Parents, I'm sorry. It is my fault. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. And forgive yourself. You can experience the feeling of forgiveness deeply and wait for the feeling to pass through your body. If it doesn't work, reflect on the feeling of of forgiveness. Wait until you can feel it and try again. Keep doing this exercise each of following days until you can feel it. Wait for your heart to feel the warmth and heat. Your body cell and your body are responsive and will change. When tears come out, don't restrain them, just only cry. Listening to the original Mind 3, now I must declare it out loud. The wrongdoing are not what my true self did. I will never be led by a false me in the future. Never. 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 Heavenly Parents does not leave me and does not leave those whom I love. He is in me and in them, feeling again as the fallen tears with my heart, my gratitude to Heavenly Parents, who cannot abandon this false me, quickly becomes established. I am never drawn to a false me. Listening to the original Mind 4, I, who have been purified while purifying myself, speak to Heavenly Parents who are inside me. Thank you for enabling me to realize my fault. Thank you, I love you. Thank you, I love you. If this is such content, write it down. Write it down. Or please talk to yourself silently. Thank you, I love you. Thank you, I love you. Thank you, I love you. But don't just take. Feel gratitude so that it can be responsive to your whole skin, your whole being. As I listen to the voice of my original mind, I forgive others and myself. Feel gratitude and love to have parents who are in me and finally making a unity decision. It is good to do. It's not only in the home groups, but also in large groups or conferences. There are many good examples of Purification Jeong Seong. Take a Japanese example. This is a family where a wife lives in anxiety because she is beaten by her husband every day. Participating in the workshop gave her a lot of clarity. And she thought of Heavenly Parents in her and her husband. When she felt her original mind, the fear toward her husband changed. She felt pity and compassion toward her husband instead, and she shed endless tears for him. She said to Heavenly Parents, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And she said that her love for her husband rose above her fear. After that, the next time her husband beat her, she held on to him and said out loud to the Heavenly Parents within the husband, Heavenly Parents, this is all my fault. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And then she cried and cried again for her poor husband. When she asked forgiveness for her husband, now she changed for the better at a point in time. As such, the Purification Song is very important. Without Jeong Seong, your effort or action is like a sand castle. Without Jeong Seong, your effort and your action is like a sand castle. Now, we need to create a Trinity home group and start the reporting meeting with such Jeong Seong sincere devotion. The teamwork of Jeong Seong is the home group. I look forward to good testimonies next time. We will meet again. Thank you.